Hi everyone, Telios here. This will be the Phase 3 middle combat, regular combat. I'm going to be using my Sith team, in which I've shown all the mods in prior videos, so I'll leave a link to prior videos that will go through all the mods at the beginning. But I'm going to use Treya, Darth Nihilus, Darth Sion, Malik, and Sith Marauder. So this team pretty much should wreck Phase 3. Darth Malik under Atreya should basically be able to kind of solo. Um, should pretty much be able to like solo this. So um, I used the bot there just to get him out on the field. Again, I'm going to do the priority of Clone, Sarge, and I'm going to start ramping up Darth Nihilus. These guys are going to have a lot more health, so being able to use Darth Nihilus kind of like once per wave here is probably going to end up being about right. Although I'm laying down a lot of dots right now because of how we handled platoons. So dot damage is basically just going to end up killing a lot of this stuff. Really no big deal. So it doesn't really matter if we annihilate anything in the opening wave. I probably should have attempted to isolate the medic. He didn't revive, so not really a big deal. There's not really anything too scary happening in this opening wave. I isolated. I isolated the ARC trooper just so that if he decided he was going to be kind of a PETA, that I wouldn't have to deal with it. So I'm going to save Annihilate. So in my previous video, I had this issue where I was using Annihilate kind of late in the encounters, and it wasn't up for the beginning of the next encounter. And we're not going to do that this time. I'm going to be a little more patient, and we're going to save Annihilate. However, every time Malik's Drain Life is up, you have to use it because you want to stack. You have to stack that offense for him so that he's stronger in the late waves. I'm going to go ahead and isolate the medic here. I don't want the medic to be able to revive anyone. And then Pons is really annoying, but we cleanse our own debuffs, so not as annoying as trying to deal with any clone Sarge damage. So we're just going to annihilate one of them right off the bat. And then I'll pretty much deal with the clone Sarge by debuffing him, even getting a stun off there, which is not very typical. You guys know that the clones have like crazy tenacity and a ton of health, so getting a stun off there is great. He's not going to really be able to do much of anything. Pons isn't really damaged, and he just marked Scion, which is like kind of funny because Scion is almost like Malik, where he's very, very difficult to kill. And in this case, impossible to kill because he's got his revive. So this is basically just a case of whittling stuff down here. I'm going to go ahead and let my cooldowns reset. I'm going to try to reload Darth Nihilus for the next wave. That was the reason that I isolated medic there, is so that if he decided he wanted to revive, it basically wouldn't do anything. But he still lost his health damage. He still took percent health damage, 50% of his HP. So basically he just damaged himself a ton to do nothing. So this is really great, except for the fact that they landed a bunch of debuffs, which is doing a little bit of damage to my team through Trey's leadership. But otherwise, not really. I'm sorry, through Trey's unique. But otherwise, I'm just kind of getting everything reset for the next wave. So as I said in my prior videos, my trio has decent mods, but they're nothing crazy. My Malik and Sith Marauder are G13 and arena grade mods. I don't run fast Malik like a lot of other people. And that's just kind of a preference on my end. So my Malik is really, really tanky. I think combined, he has something like 200,000 health and prot combined into his health pool. plus all the defense and craziness that he gets. So he's very, very, very tanky. I'm going to take out Coyote Mundi with Annihilate. Probably, again, isolate the Medic here, so Medic can't do anything. I don't like them hitting Sith Marauder, as he's one of the characters that went down last time, so I kind of want to get a tank taunting here would be really nice. And we do want to attempt to cleanse. We're not in any trouble here. I want to get 2 drain forces off with Nihilus if I can. If we don't, it's not like the end of the world. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. That was probably a mistake. I probably should have done that on Sharpshooter. Just because Sharpshooter is the one that brings damage, and I would have ended up doing a lot more overall damage to him. But at this point, now we're just on the pure using basics to set us up for the last wave. So the last wave of this can be super RNG heavy. So it's gonna be kind of a crapshoot to see what we get. If I have Drain Life available, it'll be pretty close to have Drain Life available at the beginning. And I think my Annihilate should be pretty close to being ready here as well. So wow, we have 2 elites, an elite Art Trooper, and the elite Clone Commander. So the elite Clone Commander is like the worst. Because it sets all the characters to 150 speed, and then all the clone allies gain a turn meter. So basically, if we can, we want to annihilate him while attempting to control Barriss and the other characters. So we're going to annihilate... Well, we have 2 taunts in the way. I guess it doesn't really matter. This fight is going to be fairly prolonged, so I think I'm going to take out the captain. Ideally, we kind of want to take out the commander, but if you can't get around the tanks, then you kind of got to do what you got to do. So there really is no killing the ARC Trooper or the commander right away, so this is mostly just stalling. And trying to get to a point where I can kill Barriss so that I don't have to deal with her craziness and crits. Leave up as many characters as I can so that Drain Life is more effective for Nihilus to get his Annihilate set faster, and basically just whittle them down. There's not really any other way to handle this. Aside from basically just playing this like the stall comp that it is. And if you can pick off a target like I just did for Barriss there, ideally we want to try to use some method of control on Ayala or just kill her outright, because she will eventually just kind of be super annoying for the rest of the team. So our trooper does have that AoE. It did a bunch of damage. But at this point, this guy can't taunt anymore. The clone commander we're going to try to annihilate, so this is where we start focusing on the ARC Trooper. So now that we have the commander down, this is pretty much just an auto to the end here. They won't be able to kill anything between Malik taunting and Scion taunting. I don't think they're going to have enough damage to actually kill anything. And I should be able to cooldown control them as well. So this is basically just beating them down with all the abilities that we've got and everything that we've got to work with here. So again, this is the Phase 3 middle combat regular mission using the Sith trio with Malik and Sith Marauder. So I'm going to let this play out, as there's not really too much more to say. Again, I'll link the mods in a previous I did the mods in a previous video, and I'll link that in the description for this one.